Let's now move on to a very critical clause as per ISO 9001, which is 8.2.2, internal audit. I say critical not just from a compliance or implementation perspective, but also that if you are in an ISO 9001 job as an implementation person, you cannot make a mistake in this area. No, it is extremely embarrassing to get a feedback or an observation or a non-conformity marked by anyone in this area. So you must be super careful when you're designing the process for this, and it has to be implemented very well. Let's read it through. The organization shall conduct internal audits at planned intervals to determine whether the quality management system A conforms to the planned arrangements, to the requirement of this international standard, and to the QMS requirements established by the organization, is effectively implemented and maintained. Let's try and understand the implementation guideline and how to audit it. If you read carefully, there are few necessities. One, it says organization shall conduct audit at planned intervals. So you must create a description of the planned interval. What is the periodicity? 3 months, 6 months, yearly, what? So you must create a description of the planned intervals, and that such audits or the internal audits must be conducted in the described planned interval. So if you've said that you will conduct the internal audit once every 6 months, so be it. You will have to conduct the internal audit every 6 months. Second part of it, was saying that it conforms to planned arrangements, etc., etc. So ensure that you look at the clause 7.1. Clause 7.1 seeks planned arrangements for 4 things. Please read through that. And internal audits must cover the same in its purview and check if they conform to the requirements. So ISO 9001 clause number 7.1 has certain essential elements. You must ensure that as a part of your internal audit you cover those. That's it. Should you be auditing this area, you must seek the detailed process for the product realization and check if they demonstrate the ability to meet the customer requirement, that there is adherence to the rate down process, validation, verification, monitoring, etc. are being carried out as listed down in the process, and do they help in planning and assurance of whatever mandated by the ISO 9001 clause number 7.1. Next, it goes on. If you read the standard, it will say that an audit program shall be planned taking into consideration the status and the importance of processes and the areas to be audited, as well as the results of the previous audit. I will jump to the implementation guideline. I'm saying you must decide the basis of the importance of processes being audited. If I were you, I would lay a lot of importance on all processes that may affect our ability to deliver products to the customer requirement. I would lay a lot of emphasis on the results of previous audit, all the failure areas or observations that I got from my internal or external audit. I would mark that as important. But you must decide on the basis of your importance. If you are an auditor, check if the ISO 9001-2000 mandate has been checked during the internal audit, and does the planned arrangement cover the same? You must check that does the product realization process get its due attention in the planned arrangements. So the internal audit must focus on the planned arrangement. So if you see that the importance of processes does not cover all the necessary elements of ISO 9001, does not cover the product realization process, raise an alarm. As an auditor, you must put that as an observation or a non-conformity. So if you are looking at the product realization process and you've seen that there is due attention being given to the planned arrangements, check if there is evidence of the planned arrangement. So whatever was mentioned as a part of the process in the product realization process, product realization area, check if you see evidence that the laid down processes are being followed. Check if the results of the previous audits have been covered as a part of the planned arrangements. It further goes down to mandate that the audit criteria, scope and frequency, method shall be defined. I would advise that while you are looking at implementing or auditing ISO 9001 internal audit area, you must read through the ISO 19011 document, which is the mandatory document. I would say a mandatory document for auditing practices for audit of 9001 and 14001. So you must go through that. ISO 9000 will also be a good document because it gives you vocabulary, the meaning of the terms being used here. Don't do a simple English interpretation here. Refer to ISO 9000. Like for instance, the term criteria here. The criteria should be as mandated by ISO 9001 and also those processes considered necessary by the organization. You must decide on the scope, what will be the in scope and out scope of your audit, what would be the frequency, and what is the method. Typically the method could be interview, document review and observation. So you must decide and communicate that as a part of your internal audit documentation. And when you go out and audit, do the same thing because it mandates that the audit criteria, scope, frequency, etc. must be defined. So you must check if the criteria, the scope, method and the frequency is described in the audit plan. And if they are described, is there adherence for the same? Verify if the scope as mentioned in the internal audit plan covers what is the scope of the certification. So you can't have 3 sites being certified for ISO 9001 while your internal audit only takes care of 1 site. That would not be considered the best way to do it. So you must verify if the scope as mentioned in the internal audit plan covers what the scope of the certification include. I will continue with the other parts of the internal audit in the next video. I hope this simple video helps.